This is my Essex full-size replica of a original air-cooled model, Type 1, that was made in 1902. But this is the water-cooled version. And this is a turntable that I have for it. Also an Essex. And show you what the original looked like. There's the original Essex, and you can see there's a pretty darn good copy. Both of these were castings that I bought from a gentleman in Great Britain, and by the name of David Abbott, and he goes under the name of My Ford Boy on YouTube. Probably because he uses a My Ford lathe that was made and also in England to do a lot of his work. He's a most fascinating and talented individual. He does his own castings. He does his own design. He makes hot air engines like this. He makes gasoline engines. You can see the back end. Hit and miss engines, and he makes steam engines. And he does all the designing himself. He doesn't talk too much on his YouTube site. He puts down in writing as if when he's describing how to make something, so you can copy it and make it exactly like him. Now I have a background in machine shop, so I didn't need that, but if you want to look up his site, look under My Ford Boy, and you'll be very pleased with what you see. If you see this, let me show it up closer here. You see the stainless steel cylinder there that come from a stainless steel rolling pin. That's what I use for that, and I used a burner in here, a liquid propane burner, LP. You can see I have my LP tank there. And you fill this here back end with water. It never does go into the chamber. It stays outside, but up against it, it looks pretty good. Now you see, there's the look at he gives you all the dimensions, everything, how to make that there screw, how to make that gear there, everything is he describes how to do it. Now if you give me a minute or two, I'll try to start this thing up and get it running for you to show you what it's like running. Does start up with a bang, but then I got pretty much, now I'm going to lower it down a little bit so it heats up faster, but it won't run away with itself. Hot air engines are very interesting engines. They don't, the air that's inside them never leaves it. It always stays the same. As a matter of fact, if there was an air leak in there, it wouldn't run at all. Let me see if I can't start it. Almost. Hang on. They do get quite hot. and they will run as long as there's a temperature differential between this side and this side. And once they get so hot that this side starts to heat up and the water heats up, well, then there's not that much of a differential. And then they will go out. All right, there you see. There you can see it. I'll get some close-up views of it for you. And some backwards views. There's the engine. There's the cooler. It's just filled up with water in this here. It never goes inside. If you see this, there's a hollow spot that goes in there. You can see my gas flow. And you can see the Essex turntable going around. This side here is the power piston. In other words, that makes a direct contact, just like a piston in a gas engine. On this side is the displacer piston, which doesn't make contact, has a little air space around between the piston and the wall of the cylinder, so that the air can go from one side to the other side as the piston travels. That travel makes the air hot or cold, or actually hot or cooler. It doesn't get hot or cold. It has about a 15-degree Fahrenheit difference between the two sides, which allows it to run. They used to use this here Essex turntable and if you wanted to show something on in the front of a storefront, you would use this. I'm trying to get you some close-up views of it. It's shaking because of the imbalance of the Lazy Susan that I have it sitting on. It uses 3 different diameter pulleys on the turntable so that you can run it at different speeds. And when I was making this here, I made a stupid mistake. I just wanted to finish something a little bit more in the milling machine, and that was this here unit right here. And I wanted to do a little bit more room in this here cutout, and it got away from me and it flew out of my milling machine vise and slammed into the milling machine and broke. It was no problem. David sent me a new part for a slight fee. And at that same time, then I ordered this base casting because I think it really adds to it. So there you have it. This is my water-cooled Type 1 Essex hot air engine, patterned after a early 1900 model. I do have that one, and that runs off of alcohol, and I'll get a video of that too. And there you can see the pressure that I'm running at. It's about 10 psi. And you can see it rotating the piece on the turntable. That turntable itself is exactly like he has scented the castings, except that this table, I had another table that was a little bit bigger than the one that they offered with it, and you can see it's a little bit bigger than that one that the original has. There's the original table, and the one I have is bigger. I know that, but I figured it'd be better for me to show things, set things on at a show, and have it display more. A really nice running engine. He makes everything from fans to, like I said, hit and miss engines, beautiful steam engines. And he does all his castings himself. He pours, and he even shows that how to pour these castings. That you can do it yourself too. He's very, very talented, and he has a lot of followers. Again, that name is My Ford Boy on YouTube. You look it up, and I'm sure you'll be pleasantly surprised. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I thank you for viewing.